Hi, I'm Libra. Welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2021 Bridging the Gap love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what this is, the way the Bridging the Gap spread works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. And we'll get the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy. If you feel more like it's the other way around in your connection, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that away, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Three of Coins. So this is actually Capricorn energy here, which for you guys is your 4th house. So this could just be saying that you wanted to build a home and a family with this person. But I do have a feeling that at the very least, you might have felt like they weren't actually putting in that same level of effort because, if we think about the Three of Pentacles in traditional tarot, it looks like the people collaborating, right? But here we see it's a solitary energy in this deck. And, if we look at her facial expression, she doesn't necessarily look too happy. So that's what I primarily see that as, where you might have had the desire to build this into a long-standing connection, but you might have felt like they weren't putting in that same effort or had that same thought toward the connection. All right, past energy on their side, we have quite a few cards that came up. We have the King of Chalices, which is Scorpio energy, 10 of Chalices, which is Pisces energy, 2 of Chalices, which is Cancer energy, and 5 of Chalices, which is, again, Scorpio energy. So all water energy here, which is interesting. But really what this comes out to me as primarily is saying that, this person might have been pretty guarded around their emotional feelings. They might have been trying to play it cool with that 10 of Cups energy there because it looks like she's extending something to that guy, but, it's almost like he doesn't even see it. But I feel like overall they definitely did have those feelings, and for some of you it could just be saying that they might have waited a really long time to actually open up to you, and possibly, too long to where they actually had to apologize for taking so long. But that's primarily how I'm seeing that playing out there. But yeah, overall I just feel like this is someone who I don't necessarily think they were doing it in a manipulative way. I just feel like this is more of it took them really long to process their emotions for whatever reason. All right, present energy on your side, we have Judgment, which I usually view as Scorpio energy as well, and Desire, which is the equivalent of the Chariot in traditional tarot. So it looks like this connection's coming around for another go, and this time around it looks like there will be a lot more collaborative energy in it. It could be them coming back around to you, given that, like I said, for a lot of you, I view this as Scorpio energy. So given that we had so much of that energy there, could be them coming back around. But with that Cancer energy there, to me, when I was talking about the stability with the Capricorn energy here, for you guys, Cancer is your 10th house of career and social status. But, we see that same dynamic there where you think about building something stable for the future. So for some of you, could have just been there was physical distance between the two of you as well, because it looks like he might be coming back from some kind of a journey, and then we see that kind of theme there as well. So that's what I see there. Present energy on their side, we have the High Priestess, which I usually view as Pisces energy, and Knight of Chalices, which is actually the court card for Pisces. So all kinds of cup energy from this person. But again, here with the High Priestess energy, this is generally someone who they have a firm grasp on their emotions, but they might not necessarily express that outwardly too often. Especially, if we look at her body language there, she has her back turned to the cards on the left side, and she has those keys. So I feel like this is something where, for whatever reason, again, there could be an issue with them expressing themselves. With that Knight of Chalices, though, I do see that they would be coming forward. Now, for some of you, this might have already happened, maybe during the Pisces new moon, for example, that we had recently. But, for the majority of you, I feel like this is saying that this would be them coming forward to you, which is kind of what I was picking up on your side as well. But maybe they've just been keeping, quiet about those plans. Maybe that's what it is. All right, future energy on your side, we have balance. This is actually the equivalent of the temperance card in traditional tarot, which is actually Sagittarius energy. But of course, when we think of Libran energy a lot, we tend to think of balance too, with the scales being in the symbol, right? Um, but here, I feel like this is saying that whatever this was in the past, like I said, it looks like you, well, let's put it this way. I feel like you might have been a bit more expressive toward your desire to build something stable than this person. But at the same time, now I feel like they had those feelings as well, but they weren't necessarily expressing it. So I feel like this energy could just be saying that finally that they do come out and express it. That's actually when you feel like you have that balance and you're able to get that forward momentum. Um, Interesting that we do see Venus on the actual card itself too, because that's your ruler, of course, and we're about to, toward the end of April, so enter into Taurus season, which is the other sign ruled by Venus. So for some of you, it might take till closer to the end of April before you feel this energy, but that's what I see there. And future energy on their side, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So on the one hand, it's interesting, it's just an ace energy, and usually, like I say, in most tarot decks, I view the ace energy as more of an idea as opposed to actually taking action on something. But here, I feel with this artwork, it definitely does look like there is action taken. But more than anything, what stands out to me with this the most is that we've seen all that cup energy in the past and present, and here in the future, we finally see the pentacles energy, right? Which is to say, actually taking those feelings and turning them towards something more tangible with the pentacle energy. Because we do see it looks like the passion and the connection is still there in the artwork. So that's what I'm seeing there. It could just be as you're dealing with someone who's really slow when it comes to commitment, but that's what I'm seeing there. And bottom of the deck on your side, we have the King of Staves. So this is actually the court card for Leo. And usually when we think of Leo energy, it's a lot of confidence, right? Expressive. But what always stands out to me with the artwork here is how we see, looks like all those trees in the background are dead. And when we tend to think of Leo season, at least in the northern hemisphere, that's more of summer. So this could just be saying that, you might have had confidence toward the connection in the past. This could just be representing that you've been losing your confidence in it for a while, but maybe finally that they get the ball rolling on their side, you might start to feel that confidence growing again. That's what I see there. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the King of Swords. So interestingly enough, we have the Leo energy at the bottom of the deck on your side, Aquarius energy on theirs. So opposites. But again, this is what I'm feeling here, where, like I said, I feel like this is just emphasizing what I was feeling from them in the past, which is that they just take a really long time to process their emotions and might come across as pretty detached in the process while they are going through that. That's what I see there. And next, we'll see what we get from the Oracle cards. So first, we'll see if we get anything from Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. What I'm going to be looking for is some jumpers. First for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without any cards coming up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. But sometimes we get additional messages here, so we'll see if we get anything. Okay, nothing there. Next, we'll see if we get any from them to you. Okay, got one. So let's see what we got. Okay, we have anger. And there we go. It says, I'm upset and I need some time to cool down. Interesting. I definitely don't pick up on that energy at all in the spread, really. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really that I see that would point to anger. And really, it doesn't even look like you guys necessarily had like a falling out. Well, you know what I mean, as far as one that at least was from an argument, it feels more like a disconnect in the energy. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'm not necessarily seeing where that would fit into the story. I certainly suppose it's possible for some of you. And obviously, I feel like you would know if they were angry, if there was some kind of a argument that you guys had. But if that's the case, that could be why there's a delay within the connection. So if that resonates for some of you, that's what it looks like there. All right. And lastly, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation here as far as this is a deck I pre-shuffled as well, but we're just looking for one card here, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, I actually got two. So we have regeneration. There's the artwork. The number is 46. And we have soulmates. There's the artwork, and the number is 41. So yeah, apparently for some of you there was some kind of a falling out from the looks of it. I really wasn't picking up on it from the spread, but for those of you, if there was some kind of an actual falling out where, like I said, there was some kind of an argument or something that would cause that anger, hopefully these messages resonate for you guys, but we'll see. We'll start with regeneration first. Okay, it says rebirth, second chances, new opportunities. So that definitely makes me think of the judgment card we see in the present. The Oracle's message says second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. So, a pretty positive message there. And, you know, I am reminded of the fact going through this that we're going to be having that Libra full moon coming up soon in your sign. And that actually is going to have an opposition from Chiron. So definitely could bring some old things back around in that regard. So if that's the case, if this is someone you did have some kind of falling out with, I have a feeling it might be from a while back. Or possibly during that full moon, because that could bring up some unresolved things too. But just wanted to mention that. The relationship message says the world is based on connections and relationships. No matter what loss has occurred in the past or even now, death and endings are only illusions. There is life after death, love after loss, and in this moment you are radiating the regenerative life force energy that makes you irresistible to love in all forms. Now is the time when you will see evidence of this new emergence. Can you feel it? Love is rising up to greet you. So interesting that it said love is rising up to greet you, because that made me think of how in the traditional judgment card we see those people looks like they're rising up from the dead. So this definitely probably is something from the distant past, I feel, for some of you, but hopefully that resonated. And next we'll see what we got for soulmates. Okay, it says harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, or relationship fostering personal growth. The Oracle's message: you are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life, or remain in your life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. So, interesting message there. And, maybe that's part of what was going on. Maybe this person had to learn to be more open and expressive about their feelings, right? Because I mentioned that it looked like they had so many feelings, but then when that Five of Cups was at the bottom, it made me feel like they might have waited forever to express that. And I mean, on your side, quite frankly, it doesn't look like you needed as much growth. But I mean, we all need to grow in some area of life, right? So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says, consider love in the deepest sense. Love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you will finally claim you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of a soulmate come to guide you home to the real you. So, pretty positive message there, and hearing that definitely made me think of what I was talking about earlier with the balance energy. So like I said, maybe for some of you, this might be this message here might resonate more for those of you if there was some kind of a angry falling out, whereas this side doesn't, this card doesn't feel like as much of a contentious energy in the past. But either way, hopefully it resonates with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.